Hey everybody! Today I am not on camera except for my hands because I am not feeling it. My hair looks like garbage. Normally I don't care, but today I just don't feel like it. So I have been doing a bunch of watercoloring, as you all know, and I have this that I'm just feeling so inspired by today, and I'm feeling like I want to include some of this in today's work, and I think that we're just going to do a smaller version of it. As many of you know, a lot of you, is my camera really going to do this today? Sorry for the drama, everybody. I always call it my dramatic camera. Okay, so, now it's nice and wide shot. Okay, good. So as many of you know, I have these two paintings that I did from a course I took like 5 years ago. And all of you have wanted to buy this one from me, but I don't know that I can sell it because it's from a course that I took. So someone wanted me to do a hummingbird, which I'm still working on, but I've been so inspired by it, and I'm waiting for some more adhesive sizing to arrive today so I can finish the details, like this stuff on it, that I decided to take a little break while I wait and do something kind of like this, where there's not really a rhyme or reason to it, like a dragonfly or whatever, but we just kind of make these colorful backgrounds and then add these fun things to it and go from there. So I've already taped my paper here. I've got all sorts of different watercolors, shimmers, non-shimmers. I'm thinking I might even bring in some more palettes that I have that have shimmers in them. I have all these Colori, I think is what they're called. Coliro, whatever palettes. So I'm thinking, you guys, I have to apologize because this dramatic camera, like I figured if I turned off my iMac or my MacBook Pro camera, then this would stop happening, but clearly I'm wrong because it's still happening. So bear with me, I apologize. So yeah, I have all these great shimmers and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I have just a little 5x7 piece of paper because I didn't want to do a huge one since I'm doing that big 11x14. And I'm gonna start off by using my Princeton Neptune number 10. I really hope I don't put this in my lemonade, guys. You know how much I love my minty lemonade. My minty iced lemonade. I'm going to put it up here. Okay. So I'm going to start off just by getting the paper wet. I am using my nice paper this time. This is my Arches cold pressed watercolor paper, so it stays nice and wet for longer than the day-to-day watercolor that I use. And I'm going to make it nice and vibrant like that other piece. And what we're looking for with the water here, I'm going to bring this up a little closer so you can see, is that you want to have like this nice wet sheen to it without it being puddly. You don't want it to be a puddle, just a nice sheen to it like this. All right. Now that's done, I'm going to go in with my Princeton Round Heritage number 8. And I'm just going to start dropping some colors in. I'm going to start with this quinacridone gold. Always a good one. Just going to kind of drop it where it wants to go. Let it spread out. Let's go in with some Cascade Green because it's one of my favorites. And I think I'm going to want to kind of keep it maybe darker on this side, lighter on this side. I don't know. We'll see. Let's grab, I know I have a dark watercolor blue somewhere. It's in here. I moved it in here. Let's grab this one. I don't remember what it's called. Actually, I do. Turquoise. I'm just going to kind of drop this into here. And then I'll go in with some of this Corbizol purple or violet or whatever. Get that nice and purple. Gonna mix it a bit with this blue to make it a darker blue, I think. I decided I didn't feel like putting my face on camera today. I was tired. So I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it today. And then let's go in with some teal, cobalt teal. And then we'll go in with some of this green over here. And I do like to add some purple to the green and yellow because it makes kind of this rusty sort of color that I like. So I'm just going to kind of work that in and add some more of this. And again, I'm working with my nice paper today, so I have time to work with it before it starts to dry on me. And go back in with a little bit more of that blue over here. Let's grab some more turquoise. Maybe even grab some of this indigo. Plop that in here a bit. I do feel like my gold has dried, so I'm just gonna re-wet that. Drop some more in there. Grab some more, and then I'm gonna tilt my page like this a bit. Maybe grab some more to drop in here. I don't want it to mix too much, but I do want it to be enough. I feel like the only color I'm really missing is like a pinky. So let's grab some of this opera pink and see if we can bring in just a little bit of a rusty hue, rusty orangish pinky hue. There we go. Okay, so as we let this continue to kind of mesh together, I'm gonna just kind of move the paper. Again, I don't want to lose some of these colored areas that I've already managed to keep color in, but I do want it to move around a little bit, kind of mishmash together. I do feel like I want some of this dark tone down over here, so I'm gonna grab some of this. And then again, grab some of that carbazole violet. There we go. For some reason, when I see carbazole violet, I don't know why, I think it says garbage, and I just call it garbage violet for some reason. I don't know. It's stupid. Like, oh yeah, here's garbage violet, you guys. I digress. All right, let me go back and look at the comments because that's kind of a quick process, I know. Okay, let's see here. Katie says, how have you been? I understand that my mental has been bad. My mental health is fine. I just didn't feel like, you know, being on camera today. I'm in my pajamas still. Not that that usually stops me from going live, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like being on camera. I feel like because I'm on camera pretty much every single day, I'm entitled to days here and there where I don't feel like getting on camera, and I don't have to. So, I don't know. All right, so while this is still wet, I think I'm going to bring in some of these shimmers. I got these from my family for my birthday years ago, and I've used them on and off. I'm thinking I kind of want to use this like bronzier tone here. Oh, if I could open it on the right side. Kind of like this and this. Let's maybe drop some of this in there and see what that looks like. Did I really just put that away because I didn't mean to? You got back from church. We haven't been in years. I figured it need Jesus a lot more. Yeah, I feel like we all do. Did you go look at that excursion yesterday? And I'm just going to drop drops of this into different areas of this. And it usually becomes more apparent when it's dry than when it's wet. So I'm just going to continue to dab these into here. Cole said no. Oh no. I'm gonna take this. It's gonna look weird for a second, and I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. That way you can see it better. And then again, just kind of dabbing certain areas I want to have more of that in. And then I think what I'll do is just get some on my brush and splatter there. And then we'll let that dry. And I think because this paper does take some time to dry, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and just use my heat gun. Did I hear you say you do commission work? I do occasionally. It just depends what it is. I cannot for the life of me remember who commissioned me to do this hummingbird. So I actually had to go back and request the chat from the live that someone commissioned me to do that one with. And I'm just waiting to download it because apparently I didn't say their name in the replay. And I can't remember who it was that requested it. And I usually don't, if I don't have to purchase supplies in advance, then for like paintings, then I don't take anything up front for a commission, because usually I can just either sell it later if they decide they don't want it, or you know, it just becomes part of my portfolio. You see how that shimmer starts to really pop once this starts to dry. You'll get to see it here start to pop here in a second too. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Okay, shoot. There we go. This is just about dry. Because this is like really nice, this is really top quality paper. The paper that I'm using is the Arches cold press watercolor paper. It is made of 100% cotton, so it stays wet longer, which is nice, but that means it takes longer to dry. So I like to use this heat gun if I'm in a hurry or if I'm on a live like this. That way, you know, I'm able to do more work in a shorter period of time. So that is currently what this is being used for. And once the paper lays back down flat, that's how I know it's basically done. And it basically is. So that looks good. Now, let me see here. I missed that. The girls are broke down on the golf cart about commission, and I love Shimmer. Oh, I see what you're saying. So for the commission work, I do take commission work sometimes. It just kind of depends on the commission and if it's something that I can do. Hi, Lori. And if it's like something I don't have to purchase supplies for, then I don't mind just doing it. And if the person like backs out of it for whatever reason, then it's no big deal. I either resell it to someone else or it just becomes part of my portfolio. But if it's something I have to buy supplies for, then I take 50% down. Or if it's like something that I'm turning on my lathe or some sort of woodworking, then yeah, I do take a deposit on that, or a retainer fee on that. Lori's here, and I have to say, Lori, I have been playing with these gel pens and markers. So I have these, and then last night I went to the pool with my family, but I didn't want to swim because I had done all those shenanigans the day before, and I had already showered and stuff. So I took this little baggie with me with all my stuff in it, my little travel baggie, and my older daughter and I did some stuff at the pool, like art, while the other kids swam, and my husband read his book. Excuse me. So anyway, I took these with me, and let me show you, if you're still here, Lori. I did this little guy. He's pretty cute. Sounds good, Katie. Anyway, so I got these in the mail yesterday. Lori had recommended them to me. Her name on here is Feral Mom. And so I've been using these gel pens on this project that I was commissioned to do, which I'll show you the update for those of you that are just now joining. This is it. And this is based off of this work, but they wanted a hummingbird. So I've been using the white pens on this. And I'm not done with this one yet. I'm waiting for my adhesive sizing to arrive so I can do all the gold foiling on this, and then the white gel pens on this and all that good stuff. But we're just doing kind of a smaller version of that here, but it's like this version of it. So anyway, on Friday night, I hosted a girl named Jill, and I was teaching her to do some abstracts, and Lori joined us for that too. And I thought that this looked so much like the water in a swimming pool that I decided to kind of do this mark making here to remind me of that. And so I really like this, and I might start bringing that more into my work, but that's for another time. So, okay, let's talk about what we're going to do here. So this one I wanted to keep kind of simple and just kind of do those lines. I'm not going to do foil because I don't have any more adhesive sizing, unfortunately. Waiting for that to arrive, and normally it comes earlier, but I guess Amazon's a little backed up today, so that's not happening. So we're just going to draw. We'll use some ink if need be, and we'll go from there. So let's just start off. Oh, let me show you one other before I make my first mark. We did another live the other day where I showed the concept behind how to make, okay, I can't find it, how to make this sort of thing. And so I was going to show you that so I could show you kind of based on that what we were going to do here. But so I think I'm just going to kind of do something similar, but we'll keep it more up and down. So let's just kind of take it and go from there, and make it kind of hourglassy, I guess. And then again, it doesn't need to be anything amazing or perfect. And then from here, what I'll do is probably start to just draw lines that overlap with these. And then let's see here. I was trying to figure out if I was going to do something here, but I think I'll just go up like that. Like that. Again, sorry about my camera. It does that sometimes. But I can usually hear when it does that, so have no fear. I will do my best to wait. And then we'll do something like that, I think. Okay. So then from here, we have a bunch of different options, but usually where I like to start is by defining which areas are going to have some sort of pattern in it, and then kind of deciding from there which ones I want to darken. So it's kind of like what I talk about as the stained glass effect. So first I'm going to say, let's have some of these areas that are a little bit larger have that same sort of pattern, like that dragonfly pattern, for example. So let's start off by just doing this one. Again, sorry about the camera. There we go. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna make these lines kind of extend upward and downward. And then we'll do the zigzag again. Now it may not fit all the way, and that's okay. Okay. And it may look a little shaky, that's fine. Again, we're not going for perfection here. All right, and then let's see, let's go for another one. We can make it a little bit smaller, so let's do this one, for example. And this one we can keep more cohesive as just like diamonds instead of more that dragonfly wing pattern. And really you can use any doodle pattern that you want. It doesn't have to be this. Okay, I messed that up, but I don't care. It's fine. All right, and then maybe in another one. Oh, hang on a second. Yes, I was here for the beginning of that. Then my friend called and I hopped off. What's the theme of this one? There's no theme in particular. I'm just doodling. And then we'll go over it again to show a bit more of the process. Okay, now let's do something like this again over here. Maybe we'll do it. Let's do it right here, actually. Okay, that one I totally jacked up. Just pretend I didn't. Yay, pretending. Okay. Now I know this doesn't look like much yet, but it will, I promise. And then this one, rather than continuing to do kind of these same little patterns, let's bring in some curved lines that maybe kind of move along like this. And we're also going to change the widths and stuff of these lines when we get a little further, but right now it's just important to get the patterns in. And let's also do, actually let's carry this way. And we'll continue this through here. There. And then let's do maybe the same thing over here. All right. And then let's maybe do some of these right here. And let's do one. I need to do something over here, so let's add one here. Again, pretend like that's fine. All right. Now, sorry about the camera, you guys. All right. So now I'm going to wait to add some more of the details around these lines, because the reason we wanted to get these lines down is because now we're going to go back in and start adding what I call like the stained glass effect. Okay. So to do that, what we're going to do is take a more fine liner brush and then grab your colors, and you're going to start by painting them in just random little squares. It's not going to be all of them, but let's say, for example, we want to take some of this quinacridone gold, and let me just get it a little bit more runny. And then let's say we want to go over this part with it. So we're just going to go in and barely, with this nice wash, give it just this little extra, like, zhuzh, if you will, of color. And it really just helps bring out this little pane of color in this, apparently I can't talk and do that at the same time, in this pane of, or this window pane, if you will. So then let's take the yellow again, and now let's put it over, say, this one, and see how that causes it to interact, which I actually think is quite lovely. And it's okay if you get a little bit of paint on the white. Again, we're going to go over that later. Again, this was just to get things down. Now let's say bring in some of that phthalo turquoise. And let's add some phthalo turquoise to this little area here. That's probably a little too pigmented, so I'm just gonna lift some of that, bring it like this. Again, you'll see it on the white, and that's okay. Again, we're gonna go over that later. And then let's bring it over here and use it to bring out some color in this. And you can use it to bring out a little bit more of this color over here. Could even add a little bit right here. Add some to this. There we go. Maybe I went a little to over here. Ken, thank you so much for the shares. Anybody else who has shared, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for the views and all the hearts and all the love, all that good stuff. I have not done real stained glass. I've painted on glass to make it look like stained glass, but I've never actually stained actual glass before. All right, so now I'm going to take a blue color, different from the teal that we just used, and I'm going to paint, let's see, this one with it. Again, sorry about the camera. It'll come right back. Again, just barely painting that color over the yellow, because I don't want to lose the yellow. I just want it to look slightly different than everything else, just so it looks like there's something visually different there. So you can see that one is just slightly different than these other two. Same with that, same with that, same with all these other ones. So hopefully you can see that. All right, so let's grab some more of that blue. And let's go over this. And I usually like to kind of play with the colors that I put over each other, so I don't necessarily just put yellow over yellow and turquoise over turquoise and purple over purple. I like to see how they layer with each other, because they can really create some interesting effects. For example, one that I like to do, which I could see why a lot of people might shy away from it, is putting purple over yellow, because it can create kind of this color. Normally it would look kind of muddy, but it can actually create this really pretty, almost mustardy purple. I'll show you an example. Let me make sure I don't have too much on my brush. I'll put it right here. But it can create this kind of vintagey, I don't know if mustard's the right word, but there. It can create this, I don't know, deeper yellow. Again, sorry about the camera, 1 second. Any day now, there we go. It can just create a deeper yellow, but then if you mix it with some green too, it just creates this like rustic orangey greenish kind of color that's really pretty that I just really love. Which actually I can show you what that looks like right here. So let's bring in some yellow right here like we did to the one beneath it. But while it's still wet, let's also bring in some of that purple. Might need to make it a bit more pigmented. So let me do that. All right, I think that's got a lot of good yellow pigment in it. Let me pick up more of that purple pigment. You see it kind of turns this brown tone. And then it's got the green underneath it, but I'm going to add some more to it. Oops. I think I added too much green, but let me just sop up a little bit of that, and I'll balance it out with some more of that yellow and purple. This is the quinacridone gold. Again, sorry about the camera, waiting for it. There we go. There's the gold. And let's bring in that purple again. There we go. It's almost kind of like an, I don't know why I think it reminds me of like Tuscany, but for some reason it reminds me of Tuscany. So you get the idea. And there you go. So you can see what that looks like. Now that's probably a little too dark for this area. So I'm just going to go ahead and lift off the additional water and let that dry as is. But you can still see that obviously it's a different shade than the other one. So again, I'm just going to continue to take these colors. I'm going back in with that quinacridone gold, and I'm just going to fill in some additional cells with it. So I'll put the gold over this tone, and you'll see that it gets a little bit of a different color tone to it. I'll do the same over here. I'll do another one over here. Now let me go ahead and lift up some of this extra water. And again, it's okay if it gets on the white for now, because these are really just our guiding lines. We'll do a little bit more once we're done with this part. And then let's come down here, grab some of that purple, the one I like to call garbage purple. It's not garbage, it's actually one of my favorite purples. And we'll add it here. And this is one of those stages of making a painting that you just have to trust the process. I know it's easier said than done, everybody, but just trust the process. I'm just getting some more water on that brush and lifting up some of that additional pigment. That way, again, we get that nice stained window pane look without it covering too much of what's underneath it, because we still want that to show through. And then let's grab some Cascade Green. And how about we do this one in the Cascade Green? And again, I'm just going to tap off the excess and then use this to pick this up. Sorry about the camera again. It is what it is. Use that Cascade Green over here. I wish that I could zoom you in closer so that you could see this as it happens, because I know it doesn't look like that big of a deal, but as you start to add more, you start to see what a difference it makes. So let me grab a little bit more of that Cascade Green. And how about, if I can manage to do this, I'll add it right here. Hopefully you can see that without me messing it up too much. Okay, now obviously that's too dark, so now I dabbed off my my brush. I'm gonna go in and pick up that extra water. And if you can see that, that's now a different hue than the other cells around it. So that's really what we're trying to achieve here, is just like this one with the yellow. Well, now that one's a different hue than some of these other cells around it. So it's just adding some of that additional visual interest into the piece. And I can try to zoom in a little bit more, and let me make this look really odd at first. But usually when I zoom in more, it just kind of gets harder to look at. So I don't even know that that helped any, but I'll continue on with this. Okay, so again, I've got my color palette here. I like using the yellow quite a bit because I feel like it really helps to bring out so much of what's going on, because it really just goes over all these colors well and gives it a certain look to it that it wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm gonna again go over some of these cells with the yellow. And again, if I feel like it's too saturated, I can always just lift up some of that while it's wet. There we go. I'll add some here, maybe a little bit right here. There we go. And then let's add some right here. Again, sorry about the camera. It'll come back in just a second. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more here because I feel like this one kind of got lost there when we added some to it. Another nice one to add is kind of a darker blue tone. One that's more of a cool tone than the warm tones of the turquoises that we're using. I like to use this one in particular. It's called Indian Throne Blue. Alyssa says, hi, I'm late to the party. What is the white? The white is a pen that Feral Mom, whose name is Lori, told me about, and I have been using, and I'm taking a break from a commissioned piece to just do a little thingamajig. And right now these are just kind of acting as lines to mark our places that we're doing stuff. So we're going to go over them and thicken some of them. We're going to add some gold ink to some of them and really get this looking like a really nice piece. But this is from a course I took like 5 years ago. And so this is kind of what we're going for, is inspired by this sort of thing. All right, so I forgot what I just got on here. Let me see. Okay, it was purple. I don't know why I got purple. Let me grab some of that Indian Throne Blue and show you what that looks like. So if I go over, let's do something like this down here. So you can see I put that over it. Let me pick up some of that excess. It adds kind of that nice effect. And then let's go over this one too. And we can go over this one and see how that blue goes over that brown, and rather than making, well, you can't really see it, can you? rather than making it look blue, it just deepens the brown. You're welcome, Melissa. And so that's why I love this practice. I only recently fell back in love with it. So yeah, that is what we are doing up in here today. I think I'll do this one the same. And this one down here. Okay. We are just about done with these cells, but one of my favorite parts is coming up that I will show you momentarily, that I actually just inadvertently showed you on accident, which is that we are also going to be coloring in some of these areas with some additional color, and it's going to look really awesome. So stay tuned for that in just a moment. Uno momento. I do still want to add a little bit more here just because I feel like I didn't add much. And I didn't add much because there's so much color variation in here. And I really like it, but I do want to just accentuate some of this purple a little bit more. So I'm just going to deepen some of it. Although I'm pretty sure that's where I put some of the blue, but maybe I didn't. I don't remember. If I can't see it, it didn't happen, right? Let's also maybe grab some green. Green would be a good one for this one. I'm just using sap green here for this. And we can use some sap green over here for this as well. Let's maybe use some sap green here. And maybe some right here. Okay. I think that should just about do it. This area is still bothering me. This area is also still bothering me. Let's do some more of this blue tone right here. Okay, and then let's maybe add some blue tone here. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of water to try to lift that up just a hair more. And maybe add some of that here. And let's try to add one more of those to maybe right here. You can get your stuff off the printer, baby. Go ahead. And let's also grab some more of that yellow, and we'll add it right here. That's a little too vibrant, so I'm gonna lift. And again, don't worry if you get it on the white. And again, my camera will be back in just a second. It's just dramatic like that. And again, I'm going to add some of that Indian Throne blue to darken some of these areas. That way we can, you know, get some variation here. And then I think we'll be good to go on this one. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to grab a different brush. It's not going to be a large one. This one is a number 3 Princeton round. I don't love the select line, but it does the job. Oh, hang on, let me see. Sharon Ann Studio says, what paints are you loving on this piece? That is a great, great question. So Sharon, thank you so much for joining. Let me introduce you to what we're doing. Hang on one second. Full screen. There we go. All right. So this past week, I go live every day. I don't know if you're just now finding me for the first time, but I go live every day. And what I did was I happened to show on a live the other day these 2 pieces that I did through a course 5 years ago. The date is November of 2021, right here. And somebody was like, please tell me I can buy that from you. And I was like, I don't know if you can because I made it from a course. I'm not sure that that's allowed, blah, blah, blah. And so somebody requested that I commissioned one for a hummingbird. So working on that this weekend, and it's not done yet. I'm waiting for some adhesive sizing to come in so I can work on this. And I'm not sure that I love the white outline around this, and I might end up scrapping this and redoing the whole thing because I don't know how much I love it, but we'll see. So I'm taking a break from that right now and just doing something on a smaller scale. So to do this, what I did was grab the same palette that I kind of used for those other ones. And so I'm using quinacridone gold. This is by Daniel Smith. And by the way, you don't need to run out and like buy all of these colors if you don't, just work with what you have, because I know some people are a little sensitive, and I know this camera is being weird. Some people are super sensitive to the fact that I use a lot of high-end stuff, but again, I'm getting commissions, which is why I have this kind of stuff. So one second, let me clean up this chat. Block. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a very long time. So yeah, I have professional grade stuff. So quinacridone gold by Daniel Smith, sap green. I may have put in a little bit of rich green gold and olive green. We've got some phthalo turquoise. This is just called turquoise. It's from Winsor & Newton. It's in this little palette over here because I have the Cotman palette right here. And it's like one of my favorite blues out of this palette that I don't have in this. And let me make sure this guy's blocked. Okay, sorry. And then I've got some of what I call garbage violet. It's not garbage. It's just, for whatever reason, carbazole violet. Every time I see it, I think it says garbage. I don't know why. It's just like a weird wiring in my brain. Indian Throne blue, Cascade green, and what color did I just use in here? Did I even use this one? You guys, I am a mess. Yes, I used moon gold. So hopefully that's helpful. And I am going to take this and shut it up because I forgot to do that before I hopped on this live. Let me just put on my do not disturb so you don't have to listen to that and think it's your phone going off, because I assure you it's not. Okay, back at it. So now that we've done that, we're going to start enhancing some of these areas in between. So again, we're going to be using those same colors, and we're going to kind of just increase the love in some of these gradients. So I'm going to start down here, and you can go in with the color as it is, or you can do the wet on wet technique, which is just what I'm doing. I would say I don't usually do the wet on wet technique for this aspect of it, but because this is so small, I really want to be as precise as I can, and I feel like I can do that a little bit better if I do the wet on wet for this. So I think for this one, I'm just going to grab that turquoise blue and really just, accentuate this here. Might bring in another, let's try this ugly green. And we'll add some Cascade Green for good measure. These you can really live up however you want. These don't have to stay the same tones that you put underneath them. They just need to look good. And I just now realized, again, I forgot to zoom you back in, so let me do that. And normally I show my face on these things, but today I wasn't feeling it. I go live pretty much 7 days a week, so I figured I was entitled. Let me see if I can, there. If I hold my hand over that, you can see what that looks like here. Or if I bring it up like this, maybe that helps too. All right. So then maybe you can bring in some water over here. Just make sure not to touch the water between one and the other. Also, I do post replays of this stuff over on my website, which I don't currently have a link to in my bio because I have another funny link in my bio at the moment from a video I posted yesterday, but it's basically my first and last name.com, and I try to get them up as fast as I can, but I'm a little behind at the moment. It is what it is. All right, so you can just follow along and have fun here now, but if you want to go back and, you know, try any of these techniques, feel free to check for the replay on that when it does eventually come up. All right, so I just dropped way too much garbage purple on here, and what I'm doing is just trying to create more of that that kind of Tuscany green, brown, yellowish color that I had mentioned earlier. And let's see here. I'm gonna lift a little bit of that because it was a little too much. There we go. And then I'll bring in some of that quinacridone gold. We'll live up the gold a bit. And then I might also bring in some of that gold over here just to differentiate a little bit for this guy. And then, let's see here. We can grab some, I'm thinking phthalo turquoise, and we'll go into this one. Oh, see, I forgot to do the wet on wet here. Whatever. You'll get the idea. All right, he needs to look a little bit more interesting, so I'm going to drop some water in there just so it doesn't dry that fast. And I think to make him a little more interesting, we'll add some sap green. Boop. There we go. And so basically what I'm doing is kind of trying to push your eye up this way. Now I know we put in a design here, so it kind of would normally have gone up with this one, but it's really not a big deal. So I don't care. I just have fun with it. And now I'm going in with some Indian Throne Blue and just adding some of that here. And then I'll take some of that Cascade Green, warm it up a bit. So it kind of looks similar, dang it. So it kind of looks similar to what we added below. And then I'll take some of that garbage purple. Sorry about the camera. And we'll add the garbage purple to right here. And I'm going to make that just a little bit darker. There. Phoebe, what are you doing? I'm going to also add just a little bit of indigo here because I do want this to be slightly darker than it is. As my puppy. She's not a puppy. She's 9 years old. But I still call her my puppy. All right, so let me bring this in closer so you can see what we've done here. Again, don't worry about the white. Those are just kind of guided lines for now. Oh, you know what? I bet she's barking because I bet Amazon is delivering my adhesive sizing. No, my daughter's probably coming home. Never mind. So much for the excitement. I mean, yay, my daughter's coming home. Is that my Clara? Hi.
Hi, sweetie.
Oh, there's my dad too. Hi, I'm on a TikTok live.
It's okay, I'm not here. I just need your selfie or carry stuff in. You have.
Was Amazon at the door?
Amazon.
Yay! You guys, my Amazon packages arrived, so I can show you the gold foiling. Thanks, Dad.
See you later, hon.
Love you. Bye. Hi, Clara. You're super cute. All right, so we've got masking fluid because I needed some more of that. Go give your papa some love. She had her softball poster photos today. Well, this isn't it. I also got my bathing suit for the summertime. And for those of you that don't know, I live in Florida, so we get to swim a little bit earlier than most. Where is my X-Acto knife? Here we go. This is the good stuff you guys will want to see. There we go. It's like Christmas. And I'm just throwing this on my floor like it doesn't matter. All right, here's my adhesive sizing. Exciting. This I am so excited about. It is the golden. I already have some of this in a tube, but I really wanted a squeeze bottle. It's my favorite golden iridescent acrylic paint in gold. And then this is some of these little squeeze bottles with little metal tips so that I can squeeze it out and out of this to get really fine lines to make some not 3D but semi 3D effects. So let me just dirty up my office with those boxes. Yes, and I can use this for the adhesive sizing too. So there was that. All right, get out of my office with those nasty shoes, kid. You don't need to close my door. Just get out of my office with the nasty cleats. Excuse me.
Off my cleats?
What?
Can I come back in and take off my cleats?
As long as you don't disturb my live, girl. Because my peeps are watching. All right, peeps. Let's keep going. Jade the Fade says, nice. Right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's keep going here. I think for the next one, what I'll want to do is maybe this one right here. Did I just burp in you guys' faces? Like, seriously, Jen. Get your ish together. This is part of why I didn't want to be on camera today, because I am a mess. Okay, so got the wet on wet technique going with this one. And for this one, I think I'll just continue to accentuate that blue down here. And again, this is the Winsor & Newton turquoise watercolor. And then I'll bring in the Cascade Green, because I love me some Cascade Green. And then I'll finish it with quinacridone gold. Now, this is going to be very, very intense. So I am going to bring it up to show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to tilt it. Oh, no, we don't want it to breach the barrier. Okay. There we go. Hopefully you can see it kind of spreading upward. And then we're going to take this bad boy and just mix a little bit like that. I'm going to add just a little bit more of that gold because I didn't intend for that green to come up quite so far. There. So now I've got that. Katie says, oh wow, it does look like stained glass. Yeah. It really starts to come together. I'm going to skip this one for now because I don't want it to accidentally blend with this one, and I'm going to bring it up here. And so again, I'm going to do the wet on wet technique. Clara, do me a favor. Can you go restart the dryer for Daddy?
Yeah.
Texted me. Thank you. You the best. I got some great kids, you guys. 4 to be exact. And a good puppy. Okay. Now, let's give this one kind of a jewel toned green. So I'm going to grab that sap green and I'm going to keep it relatively light. And what I want to do is just barely give that some extra color like that. And then I'm going to come in here. I'm glad I'm not the only one who has to restart the dryer. Yeah, no. Our dryer is like, I don't know what's considered old for a dryer, but our dryer's like, I don't know, 13 years old. We bought the house 9 years ago, but the house was built in 2014 and it was the original. So I guess it's 12 years old. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of lift some of this yellow off the purple, and I'll add just a little bit of this purple over here to the corner. And I want to leave that pretty much the way that it is. Again, sorry about the camera being dramatic, as always. If it wanted to come back now, that'd be great. There we go. Yeah, I think ours doesn't dry the first time because we have so many clothes that we just kind of shove in there and hope for the best, which isn't the greatest, but it is what it is. All right, so then I'm gonna move over here. I wanna liven this guy up over here, so we're gonna add some green. And I think I'll keep this one relatively light. I don't think I'm gonna add any other colors to this one other than just this green because I like this green.
Bye.
All right, bye baby, love you.
Love you too.
And then I'll add that same green to right here. And I think, oh wait, no, I didn't want to add that there because that's not part of it. Oops, that's okay. All right, and let's add that same, let's maybe make it just a little bit more vibrant. There. And then we can add the same green. Yeah. We'll add that same green down here. It's probably a little too much, but that's okay. There we go. And I want to bring it up into here. I just don't want to make this area green. So I think what I'll do is actually grab some of this Indian Yellow Deep because it'll keep it vibrant without turning it green or orange. That's one thing I like about the quinacridone gold is that it can be yellow or it can be orange. But if you overdo it, it will not be yellow, it will be orange. better. Okay. I feel like this needs a little bit more because I feel like it's not really, oh my gosh, are we really still doing this? Like, how many of these people do I have to ban? Seriously, it's getting old. All right, anyway. So I think what I'm going to do here to try to bring this a little bit darker but keep the same tone is to mix some sap green with some of that phthalo turquoise, and then go back in with it here. There we go. And then what I might like to do here is actually make this pretty dark with like a, maybe an indigo, I think would look pretty nice there. Just to kind of separate it out from everything else. So I think I'll go in, let me see, maybe a combination of indigo and phthalo turquoise. Let me see. Actually, that might look really nice. Sorry, the camera's blurred again, you guys. I know, I know. Okay, so I'm going to lift some of this dark out, because again, we still want to see the gradient underneath it, but we also want it to stand out amongst everything else. And I think this is looking really nice. All right, I'm going to bring this up closer so you can see what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? That was from a VeggieTales episode that my kids used to watch when they were little. I think I'm going to do the same thing over here to this spot. There we go. And maybe this kind of matches the same color. I don't know if I like that or not. Let me see, one new message. Yeah, talking about. That's okay. I can apparently only speak half of what's on my mind today. The rest just comes out jumbled. Okay, I think that differentiates it enough. All right, so if we're looking at this now, this is kind of what we're looking at. And I think this looks awesome. Let's see, Katie says, I literally probably only slept maybe 3 hours last night. I'm so tired. Then go sleep. You don't need to watch me, boo. Go take a nap. Naps are amazing. I thought they were napping. Oh no. My kid won't sleep. All right, so I'm gonna open these bad boys now that they're here. And we're gonna give them a try. First with the adhesive sizing. All right, how am I gonna get this off without breaking a nail? And by without breaking a nail, I really just mean without bending it backwards. Apparently that wasn't very hard. Come off, please. All right. Okay. I'm gonna move this because I want you to see. This is what good adhesive sizing looks like. It's nice, milky, flowy. You should be able to put like a little funnel in there and it'd be good. And you know what, before I pour it, I think I am gonna grab a funnel. I think I have one in here somewhere. Sec. Otherwise, it probably will go everywhere and I will hate everything and everything will be sticky. And maybe I don't have a funnel and I thought that I did. Oh, you know what? It's upstairs. Never mind. All right, we're just gonna have to hate everything. Okay, here we go. Yes, it is like glue. Lauren in Colors, hello. She is working on a watercolor blackberry today. It was a strawberry the other day, right? And how did that turn out, by the way? Ugh. One of these days. One of these days. All right, so I was thinking maybe I could like pour it into here like a funnel. I don't know how well it's gonna work. So let's just try it and see. Oh, I think that is working. Okay, shoot. Go on with your bad self now. Okay. Okay. Okay, girl. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Done. That was awesome. That worked real well. Lauren says, it's been an ongoing self-discovery, to be honest. Hey, you know what? Those are the best kind, though. I am all about the self-discovery, especially in art. All right, so I'm going to put this back on nice and tight, and I am going to find a way to get some rubber bands, because somebody told me I should get some rubber bands to put around these things so they don't dry out. All right, so it's got like this little metal top that's supposed to like screw on top like this, I think. I guess we'll find out. Grab a little paper. Okay, show you guys. We are in business now. Now let me see if these are all different sizes, because I think they might be. Yep, and I grabbed the biggest. I need the smallest, which is this one. So I am going to figure out how to unscrew this one. There we go. And I'm going to plop it in here so it doesn't get clogged. And put this on here. I love that you call it a stem. Nah, it's just a thing me and my bestie have said forever. And now my kids say it too, and it's hysterical. It's just our thing. Okay, this is gonna be good. So, here we go. Is everybody ready for this? I hope I'm ready for this, because I'm a little scared. All right, we're gonna just do the best that we can, okay? Ooh, there's a buble. Okay, that was a little too much. Little too much. Okay, trying to get a hang of things. Okay, maybe I need to like go away from me. Let me see if you guys can still see that. Okay. Oh, it's a very gentle, delicate process. All right, let's try this one now. Oh my goodness. You guys see what just happened there? Yes. No, you can't because the stupid thing is blurry. But it just did this, which I'm not thrilled with. And you still can't see it because it's still blurry. All right, I'm just gonna have to fix it like this. The camera will come back in a second, guys. Sorry. It's being annoying as always. Don't know why. This is like the longest it's ever not worked. Seriously, come on. What is this thing's problem? Sorry guys, still trying to get it to work. Let me see. Let me try to get it to fill screen. Nope, still not wanting to work. Sorry. I don't know what is happening here. Trying to see what's going on here, you guys. Bear with me. It has never been this dramatic before. Of course, it would be when I'm trying to show you a delicate process that it would do this. And now it's just like not even trying, which is really frustrating and infuriating. Because why? Why would it do this? Come on. Sorry, guys. I know, of course it would be right now. And I'm kidding. I'm hitting pause and resume. It's not doing anything. And like, it like won't reconnect. Good gosh. All right, hang on, you guys. I guess I'll have to be on camera even though I didn't want to be. Oh, hang on. Where's my camera here? All right. Can you guys see me at least? Boo. Let me add my camera again. My cell phone. Oh, now it's back. Stupid thing. All right, let me do this. Okay, now you don't have to see me. All right, let's do this again because I don't feel like being on camera still. Hi, Lori. I saw you join earlier and, oh, it's still upside down. Hang on. And I was talking to you like you were here and it turns out you weren't. Why is this not? There we go. Turns out you weren't. I was talking to myself. I was using those pens. All right. What was I doing? That's right. I was doing this. Oh, had the buble. Okay, so first impressions of this little squeeze bottle for this. I like it, but I feel like there's a lot of room for very bad things to happen. Like too much overflow. Like I feel like there isn't enough control over the flow coming out of it. So right now I'm not even squeezing really, I'm just allowing whatever's falling out at this angle to come out. Oh gosh, and you see that, like, I hate that. Some of these will just have to be thicker than others. I'm guessing it's like, yeah, like an air bubble like that. Golly. All right, well, let's thicken that up so it looks a little more intentional like I had to do over here. And yes, I did use the white pens, Lori. And let me show you. This is all from the white pens. I do have some thoughts, but I have to work fast with this. So I think I'll talk to you about that when I'm not having to do this as quickly. I truly hate air bubbles in this. Okay, that's going to be too thick, but whatever, you guys. We're just going with it at this point. Get off there. Oh, no. Seriously, camera. All right. Okay, guys, I think we almost got this. We almost got this. Oh, stupid freaking bubbles. There it goes. Okay. Ah! That almost dripped. That's what she said. Why is that bubble there? Whew. Okay, so I think we got all the longer lines. Now, sometimes what I like to do is go over some of these lines. Not all the time, but I feel like some of these are worth going over like this. And sometimes I'll fill in or go over some of these lines as well. Again, let me get the air bubbles out of there first. Clara, can you get Declan his meds, please? Thank you. Huh? No. Oh. Why do I always have to do it? Wrong place, wrong time, girl. You know what I'm saying? Wrong place, wrong time. Okay. So I don't want to fill in a ton of these. I think that looks good. And I think the rest of these I'm okay leaving white. So let me see. I think this can now come off. If I could unscrew it. Sounds good, Katie. Thanks for coming and stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you get some sleep, girlfriend. Ugh. Okay, now this is going to take some time to dry, so we're going to have to just wait for it to do its thing. Lori, since you are here, let me tell you a little bit. So, first off, are you still here, Lori? Awesome. Okay, so I used the gel pens on this. Woo! So bright and so vibrant. Like, love, love, love how white this is. Not sure that I love how this is turning out so far. Feel like maybe I could have done something better with the bird than this. So we'll see about this. However, where's my other one? Here's what I'm noticing. And I know you told me some of this over the message, and I don't know if I'm just remembering it wrong, or maybe I was just confused because I didn't know which one is which. So I did a couple tests. This is one of the markers. This is my acrylic paint pen, like the Posca that I use. These are the other two markers it came with, and then these are the two gel pens, which are by far the whitest. So were you saying that the gel pens were the best ones of the bunch, or that the markers did well? Because I couldn't remember. So these were the ones that you were saying you couldn't buy just one of. They were part of that like $100 set or whatever. The gel pens, yeah. Okay, so then I have a question for you, because I know you said that like people were like coloring with them and shading with them and whatnot. So my issue is I can do this, but then it starts, of course it's making a liar out of me now. But like when I was trying to go over some of the same spots, yeah, see, it would do this. So how do you circumnavigate that? Because these truly are the greatest white pens I have used. Like, hands down, that does not cause me any issues the way the other gel pens had. But these guys, the rest of these guys suck. They're worse than my my Posca, but my Posca's not great compared to the gel. Experiment with pressure, so maybe kind of lighter pressure would do it. The other thing I noted is that I don't think that they're like a waterproof gel ink, because I tried to do a little water wash over some of, I'll show you. So I was trying to do like a little bit of shadowing over the top of these right here, and I ended up ruining them, and the white came off, so I had to go back and redo them. You can still see a little bit here where it rubbed off. I mean, you may not be able to see it that well over camera, but oh my gosh, this camera is so dramatic today. Yeah, I did do that. And I loved how I could use it on the foil, and it worked really well on the foil. Let me see. Did I leave my other white ones in here that I used to talk SHIT about? Yeah, okay, here. I'm going to show you my other white ones so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let me move this because it's wet and sticky. That's what she said. Okay, so let me get this one working. Suck. That's the jelly roll. Suck. That's the Milky Pop. Suck. That's the U brand. Okay. I just want you to see the difference. So that one, the top one, is the one that you recommended, and is by far the best. Blend with a Q-tip and a little alcohol too. Oh, interesting. Sorry, camera dramatic, always. There it goes. Yeah. So this is why I hate gel pens for every gel pen I've ever used. You can see how it's got like the roller ball is clean down the center, and then the white ink is down the side. These other two don't do it too bad, but that top one is perfection. Perfection. I am so happy you told me about those. By far the best. Best, 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 best. I'm so happy with these, so thank you. These guys are going to my kids. You buy it for the pens only, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like that's what I'll be doing from here on out as well. So I'm curious, since we're waiting for this to dry, Lori, have you tried any more abstracts since Friday night? All right, so while we're waiting for this adhesive sizing to dry, I think what I want to do is start to accentuate some of these lines that we're going to be putting the foil on. Hang on, let me read what Lori says. I did try one last night, but I was too tired and I ended up pitching it in the trash. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. I get what you mean though. Like when I'm especially tired, I feel like I do my worst work and I'm like, dang it. All right, so I'm gonna start. You guys know how I feel about my dots. By making my dots go all along this line that will have foil on it as soon as all of my foil is, all of my sizing is dry. So I'm also curious, Lori. That's so much fun though. I'm definitely going to do it again. Okay, good. Jill and I have been talking too, and we can't wait to host another one. I know I say we host. I know I'm hosting it, but like I feel like we're just all in this together, you know? But what was I gonna say? Oh, did you check out Maria? Oh my gosh, what was her name? Maria Grossbaum. Yeah. We were trying to decide if every other Friday or once a month would be good. Okay, good. So let me tell you, I have started on, let me see here. And that's why I bought this, because I really wanted to do this technique. The, where is it? Hang on, I'm looking for it. Where is it? Okay, The Secrets of Lotus. I am so excited to try that. Like, I started to watch it, and then when I realized that the way that she made those was by using paints in a squeeze bottle, I was like, okay, well, I don't have squeeze bottles, but I do have the golden paint. But then I didn't want to have to make the giant mess that she made, and this was not all that expensive. I think it was like $8 or something. So I got it in the squeeze bottle so I could just put it in the squeeze bottle. So yeah, I'm excited. And I had to get more adhesive sizing because I used it all on that hummingbird. All right, so I got this going. I am still also trying to decide what else I want to do. It's hard to visualize without the foil on it, just because, you know, you can't see where all the flashy gold stuff is going to be. But once that gets on there, we'll have a better idea of where we can accentuate some additional lines, even bring in some additional white lines to kind of swash throughout it. And you'll know that the sizing is ready to have the foil applied, because this white will be completely clear like it is here now, which I know this looks white, but it's because the white pen's underneath it. So anyway, so I just started kind of adding some white dots here. We can also, let's see here, maybe bring in some white dots around here. And let's see, maybe some right here. I'll move this like this so I don't put my hand in the rest of it while I continue to bring this up like this. Yeah, I feel like Maria just has a beautiful way, a beautiful eye with everything she does. And it's not that I want to like be her, but it's like we were talking about the other night, where it's like, if you can like replicate it, then you can figure out where it fits into your style of working. And man, I just love it so much. And she just does this thing with the shimmery watercolors that I just want to learn how to do so bad, because I have so many and I feel like I've never done a good job incorporating those into my work in a way that doesn't look childish, or that's just like an accent stroke, you know? But the way she does it, it just looks so like it's intentional, it's rustic, but modern at the same time. Like, I can't get over it. So anyway, I'm so excited to take that course now that I have my squeeze bottles. Let's see, we'll go here. I'm going to make these kind of big to small. And I might do that in some of these other ones too. It's kind of something that happened accidentally, but I know, it's so fun. Like, I just want to, I mean, I guess I'm an unemployed freeloader, so I could just play all day. Actually, my husband's out playing some board games with his guy friends. My daughter just got back from taking her softball pictures that my parents took her to for like those big not billboards, but the big posters at the ballparks. And my son was out playing with his friends. I think he just got back not long ago. And my older daughter's cleaning her room. And my other daughter's cleaning her room. So I'm just like, whatever, I'll go live and do this while I go live. So let's see. I think I want to add some here too. Eek, sticky. Yeah, I mean, look at that pigmentation on this white. Insanely amazing. I know what you mean. There are some lives where I'm like, I get on and I start doing something and I'm not loving it and nobody's watching anyway. And I'm just like, whatever, I'm done. Like, who cares? Doesn't even matter anymore. All right, so this looks all dry over here. This is mostly dry. I've got a little bit here. This can stay wet. I don't care because it's on the tape. This still needs to dry. These still need to dry. Let me see if I can speed it up a little bit. Oh, I love coloring. Oh, I know what I was telling you when I thought you were here and it turned out you weren't. So we went to the pool last night and my kids wanted to use that float that I made that silly video for. And so I took this little bag with just some little travel stuff in it, which really is just these things. I took the white marker with me, or the white gel pen, and my little sketchbook. And I sat with my older daughter because she didn't want to swim. And so we did some art together. And I did this little guy. It's nothing special, but I did get to play with the pens for the first time. So I did them there. And then I used the markers to make these little marks here. So you can see the markers aren't nearly as pigmented. But anyway, so that's what I was showing you when it turned out you weren't even here. Why am I so stupid? The markers are not water fast at all. What does water fast mean? Oh, yeah. I think that's what I was confused about. Almost got these dry. So I got my minty iced lemonade, the mint in the bottom, kind of watered down. I should have drank it faster. Sorry about my... Oh my gosh, are we really doing this again, you guys? Like, how many people are gonna get on here and offer this crap that I have to block on every single live? It's so obnoxious. A watercolor Hoya. Okay, so I know what a Hoya is. I had several, but I've never heard of a watercolor Hoya, so I'll have to take a look at it. My Hoyas basically took a beating in the winter, and they haven't wanted to recover. Okay, let me turn my fan off because otherwise the gold flecks are gonna go everywhere. And here we go. Close this. Okay, so here comes the fun. Here we go. We've got some gold foil. I'm just gonna lay it over the top. Boom. Make sure it's nice and on there. Then we're gonna grab one more piece. Got my little bucket of it over here. And same over here. Just trying to lift off the part that still has a large sheet, since I know it's not going to be used. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got this done here. Let's see, Katie says, I bought, or hang on, that's what she called it on Whatnot. I don't know what the government name is. I think I'm gonna keep this one inside as long as twist doesn't mess with it. My favorite part. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. My Hoya hearts have started taking off though, which is nice to see, because it's like 6 feet tall, but like all the hearts fell off in the winter, which, look, I know I should protect them and all that good stuff, but I've gotten to a point in my life where if you don't have the will to survive, then I'm sorry. My 2021 plant obsession is over. Okay, now, where is my little guy over here? All right, so now we're just gonna start brushing. This camera, you guys, I'm so sorry. come on. Let's see, Katie says, it's a lot of work just trying to keep my sunflowers alive. For them to bloom is proving to be a lot. Yeah, when you have littles, like, don't even bother. My husband is the one with the plant obsession. I do love my plants, but I'm done with the house plant thing. I don't even water plants at work. My coworkers have pity on my plants and some water them. My husband has a grass cutting obsession. I have to constantly tell him not to cut down my wire. Oh my gosh. Let me get some more of this put in here. Well, so Katie says, I was going to ask about commissioning a piece from you that's flowers and butterflies to go in my kitchen. Well, Katie, you can absolutely ask. I will say my commissions do start kind of high. So it kind of just depends on what your budget is for that. So maybe if you want to message me privately, we can discuss that. Thank you, our Moana Art. Yeah, it's one of those things you kind of just have to trust the process, because it doesn't look like much as you're working on it until I feel like you add the gold, and then it really starts to shine. I mean, literally and figuratively, of course. I think I got some adhesive sizing in my brush that is wet, and now it's sticking to it, so that's not good. I think this was our problem child right here. I think this might have still been a little bit wet. All right. Thank you, Lori. I'm not loving the hummingbird like I thought I would, so I may start it over. Because it's definitely the style I would do, but like, I can't tell what it is about it that I don't like. And it could just be it's that I haven't done like the background pieces and stuff to it yet. And by that, I mean like all of this. But like when I look at it, I feel like I just see this white outline that just goes, Ree. And I don't know. Maybe it's just too busy. Like maybe what I should have done instead of all these little intricacies is just more of these swooping lines like these. Of course, my camera's being dramatic. One sec. Come on, you can do it. Anyway, maybe I should have done more like these kind of swooping lines through it to be the more visual indicators. And I know that they talk about like doing the scratches and stuff. I don't know that I'm as big of a fan of the scratches, but like when I compare the two, I mean, they're pretty similar, you know? So I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Whatever. But yeah. So, okay. I think that this is looking good so far, and it's time that we start finalizing some details with this white pen. So, here we go. Let me get that off my finger. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we started with the dots. I like the dots. What I might like to do is start bringing in, oh my gosh, of course it would do that as soon as I start drawing, is start bringing in some of these sort of white indications of additional lines throughout, if you will. And actually, you can draw on top of this foil, I forgot. So there you go. I'm not going to on this part though, because I really like this. So you can see how that looks. And then some of the other stuff that you can do is really just more guiding the eye visually. So if you wanted to, you can start by making this line thicker in one spot. See what I mean, Lori? I'm trying to color it in, but it doesn't want to. So I'll have to come back to that. Grab one of these. There. And then like maybe in this spot you can bring it out and down and then color over it. As you see, oh my gosh, of course, this thing is being dramatic again, you guys. I guess I do have to show my face, don't I? I was hoping to not have to do that, you guys. But I think I have to. That way you know I'm still here, even though my cell phone is being a little biatch. All right. So anyway, I just wasn't feeling like being on camera today. Like this, but whatever. Anyway, so you can see, you know, it kind of gets thicker and then thinner. And then another thing you could do is like put lines in between it if you wanted almost like a Jacob's ladder sort of situation. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this because this just doesn't look like it's going to connect correctly. So I'm thinking maybe if we did this and made it wider like that, then it would make more sense. Like that. There we go. And then this would come down like this. And that would make more sense. Okay. We'll go over that with another layer of this once that's dry. But let's go ahead and add a little bit of that here. And let's see here, where can we add some more? Maybe like right here. Add this. And we can cross those lines again. Add some little Jacob's ladder type crossings in between them. Could even add some dots there if you wanted to. Let's do, how about some swirly little lines here. And then these we'll just put some random little dots on because you all know how much I love my dots. And let's see here, let's add some over here too. I'll just draw over all of this. All right, so we have this. We'll add a dot there where they cross and right there where they cross. Maybe this is thinner here and thicker here. Almost like a ribboning effect. Let's turn around this way and take a peek. I feel like this doesn't really come out enough to make it look obvious. So I'll just widen it like that. I don't mind that it has a random line down the center. Let's see here. Maybe we'll just add another line like that. Add some little dots. I think I'm happy with this. What do you guys think? You think it's done? I think it might be done. Let me look at my little reference guys over here. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it. All right, tape pull time. Ooh, Cinderella. I have not seen your name here before. Hello, hello. Dry pretty. All right, here goes the tape pull. Are you guys ready for my ridiculous song? Oh, you know what? Let me warm up the tape first because I feel like that will cause me less paper ripping. So hang on one second. And Lori, I expect you to have a paper or a tape pulling song next time we do a paint along. And it has to be different than mine and it has to be different than Jill's, but I laughed my butt off at Jill's. All right, let's see. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, there's one. Here goes the next. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, shoot. Nothing like a good tape pull. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, shoot. Last one. I'm gonna turn it this way. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. And we didn't even tear the paper, you guys. Boom. I'm just using masking tape. This stuff is sticky AF. It's 3M Scotch 2020 contractor grade. I think my husband bought in like a giant pack, and I just stick it to my leg first to get the first initial stick off and then put it on the paper. I'll say that again because it says you just joined, so I'm guessing you accidentally swiped away. So it's just this crap that my husband got in bulk, I think on Amazon at one point. But yes, also what Cinderella said, heat it and it's not as likely to tear. Now, I also mentioned that we were going to go over some of this white that didn't get covered fully. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. No, this is what I'm talking about. Whatever. Major loser alert. Okay, let me just get this extra little flaky guy off here. And then, done. What you guys think? You likey? Now, if you wanted to, you could take this a step further, like we did in that course, and you could paint the edges. I have no desire to do that. I'm too lazy. So, yeah. Thank you, Cinderella. I think so, too. I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's a nice exercise. Nice way to just kind of let loose a little bit and have some fun. And, you know, work on a small scale, too. I haven't done a little 5x7 in a long time, so this was really fun. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, it's been another 2-hour live that I had not intentionally mentioned. I had not intended to be another 2-hour live, and I had not intended to be in my pajamas and showing my face today because I show my face every day of the week. But alas, here I am. So for those of you that are new here, thank you so much for joining and showing up. I do go live every day, usually around 8:45 to 9 a.m. Eastern time, where I do art demos every day like this. You can also catch the replays on my website. My name is Jen Shannon, and you can catch my website at that name with a dot and a .com at the end, which I can't say because apparently I'll get banned for trying to take stuff off TikTok. So normally the link is in the bio, but I have an affiliate link in my bio for something else that I posted yesterday. So if you would like to catch replays, you can catch them over there. And I think that's it. So I hope you all have a happy Sunday, and I will see you in another video very soon.